Welcome to the show, Sports and Hip Hop with DJ Mad Max, Live 365,
Thanks for
iHeartRadio.
having me.
Of course, I'm happy to have you here. It's an honor. Big time now. Release everything and do you. Ready EP available
Yeah,
on all platforms now. How are you feeling about it? How are you feeling about all
I
the reception, being independent? And I feel as though this is like a rebirth for you because it's a project you said that was long overdue.
uh-huh. Yeah, it's a whole rebirth, Max. Like I feel great. It's one of those things that I needed to do, and I got it out of my system and I'm so happy that people love it.
Yeah, Red, that's a deep track right there. How long did that record take you? Because that was personal. You had some aggression to get out there.
God. Red, Red was the quickest one, not gonna lie.
Wow.
Red, I wrote like so super quick. Yeah, I kind of just took it wasn't even just about relationships. Like I felt like because of where the beat led me, because that's how I write. Even when I'm with a writer, like I like to allow the track itself to lead me into figuring out what concept I'm gonna do. And the minute I heard Red, I just started singing, I'm seeing red. And I'm like, hmm. And then I just kind of took all the pain, just everything I've ever been through, and just kind of channeled it into one thing, but I still made it relatable. So yeah, not gonna lie, that's definitely a favorite for the ladies.
Yeah. When did you just get this whole new energy of release everything and do you? When did you kind of come to terms
Um,
with that?
I would honestly say, I'd honestly say last year,
Mm,
2023. Like I took a break in 2016 and then I came back into music in 2020. I had a song called Same Guy with a Jamaican artist called Down Here. And after that, it was up and down for me. And I'm like, yo, I want to do the music that I want to do. And so last year, I was like, when they say like everything is falling, or you think everything is falling apart, but it's really coming together. I think that was happening to me, and I was just kind of just going through the motions. It's been a very transformative period in my life, and I just decided, okay, I'm just gonna let go. I'm not gonna try to hold on to anything. I'm not gonna try to like, yeah, I'm just gonna release my grip and just release everything and just allow myself to be. And that was how Ready started.
yeah. And how are the opportunities coming in the States? Because I heard that you never performed here before and that
Oh,
Miami is your second home.
yep. I'm always there. So Miami's my second home. Philly's my third home. I'm always traveling between those because I have family there. And so far, it's just kind of getting out there and being seen in that space. And yeah, it's so good. So far, so good. We're still working. It's a process.
Yeah.
It's a process. So we're still working. We're still sharing the EP across all platforms, and just I just want people to love it. I just want people to tap into Denyque and love my music, and then we could grow from there. We could grow together.
Exactly. And how does it feel? Because you're independent, and I think there was some talk. I mean, doing your research on you, is that there are some talks behind the scenes I was hearing. So, are you kind of at the point now? I'm just gonna focus on me. If the right deal comes along, you know what? I'm just gonna build equity within myself for now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like I've never been signed by a major.
Yeah, I heard
Um,
about it. It was like a local label in Jamaica, right?
yeah, I
Yeah.
live in Jamaica, so for me, like I'm never gonna like be against getting signed with a major. That
Yeah.
that would be a big deal. But for now, I'm just kind of just gonna do what I do with myself, because I have my team, and we work really well together. So because we have this great energy and this great chemistry, we're putting in the work, and well, whatever that unfolds, hopefully a major knocks on and be like, hey,
Yeah.
let's talk about something.
But I mean, when we go back to your roots, because you kind of you grew up on like strict morals and principles. There was a time your
Oh yeah.
father didn't speak to you for 4 years because you were,
Oh, Max, you did your
yeah.
research.
Is your father accepting of your dreams now? Because you
Oh yeah.
didn't want to stay in school, and I totally understand that because it's just not what you wanted to do.
I did 1 year of college. I did 1 year of university, and it just wasn't what I wanted to do. It was what my dad wanted to do, and I was like, you know what? Let me try this out. So yeah, he was not for that. Like my dad didn't talk to me for like 4 years. He was just like, But I get it. Like especially now, being a parent myself, I get it. It's like you're going into this world that I don't know anything about, so I can't protect you from anything. And I think that was the biggest case. But once he saw that I made a name for myself, he was kind of like, "Oh, okay, okay, she did it. Okay, all right."
What was the ice breaking moment, if you don't mind sharing, when you started speaking again?
When did my dad talk to me? I think it was I had a front page spread in the
Oh,
local paper. Yeah. And then he took his time, because if it's one thing that I feel like everybody will tell you about Jamaican men, they don't know how to apologize. They don't know how to come around. I feel like Jamaican people on a whole. But my dad, yeah, he showed it to my mom, and he was like, "Oh wow, Denyque's doing big things." And my mom was kind of like, "Yeah, she been told you," and it was kind of from there that he took his time to kind of come around, and because I guess now he's seeing that, okay, she made it work.
Mm. And your grandmother, rest in peace, and my condolences, because she was the one that you were performing for with these concerts when you were younger.
Yep,
And
yep.
what was so interesting was that it just didn't hit you at such a young age about just what the definition of death is, because your mother was such like I heard was a soldier during that time, and
Oh,
kind of,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, 100%. Mom, my mother, like, I remember the morning my grandmother died. Like, my
mhm,
mom, it was like she kept such a strong front for us. She took us to school anyway. Well, she never told me until late. I guess because she knew the bond between me and my grandma. So, she never told me. I was 12 or 13, I believe. And yeah, it was hard. It was hard. But I know that if there's anybody that's their blessings are still covering me, I know it's hers for sure.
yeah. Do you feel as though that she's with you? Because I heard that you're spiritual. What kind of get into if you feel that she's with you at times, and kind of when this spiritual awakening has been? Because I heard you grew closer to God. I did hear about an
Yep.
incident. I did hear about the story about everything with your life and almost
Yeah.
losing your life, which is, I don't want to get too deep into it because I don't want you to
I
get
know, I know, I
emotional
know. Because
tonight.
yeah, and if
So
we get too into it, I'm gonna cry, and I don't want to cry.
yeah, no, I don't want to do that tonight.
But yeah, yeah, yeah. So I grew up in a Christian household. So I've always known God.
Yeah.
I went through. I feel like we all go through this phase where we're questioning God, like, where are you? What are you doing? Why are all these things going wrong? But I never really drew far away from Him. I never really wandered too far. And it was when it was before I had my daughter. I had my son in 2018. I had my daughter in 2020. But it was before I had kids that I started to really kind of get the spiritual awakening. Like, okay, like every single time, like I thought I wasn't gonna make it, like God kind of showed me, well, like I found a way. And then I had to realize that, okay, it's not you. It's really not you. And so um, I started going to church again. I started just really learning more about my faith and figuring out, okay, what is it that I need and what is it that I desire to accomplish from a relationship with God. And with my daughter, same thing that we're talking about with my daughter, I kind of flatlined on the table and got brought back to life
Yeah,
in a sense.
yeah.
But yeah, it was in that moment that I'm like, yo, that was another thing too, that it kind of I feel like it started the transformation, even though it was back in like 2020. But it started the transformation of just letting go, like just releasing everything, anything that doesn't belong to you, anything that doesn't want to stay, anything that doesn't serve you, anything that doesn't help you be a better person, just let it go.
Mm. And what's so interesting too, just about your whole journey, because there's a lot of people, and I can relate it to, when you have to visualize it before you believe it. And yeah,
Mhm.
which I do agree with 100%. A lot of people only believe it when they see it, which is, those aren't visualizers and dreamers. And when we see it, when did you kind of realize that people who didn't believe in your vision, that they were objecting their insecurities onto you? When did you had kind of get into that mindset of realizing that?
I honestly believe that it was on my journey last year. So I took a
Mm,
year to do the EP, to record the songs, to put them together, to figure out how they're going to go, like formulate what track is going to go where, what the name of the EP is going to be. So it was through that process and working with the new people, and kind of just looking at my circle. It wasn't getting bigger, but it was getting stronger. And so, quality over quantity.
yeah.
And it wasn't until like right when the EP dropped, like maybe a couple days after, when, it started to chart, it did all these things that I never expected. Like for me, like I said, the EP was something that it was personal for me. Like I needed to get it out of my system. And that's when I saw, this whirlwind of just positivity, great energy. Like, even people like, oh, I knew you could do it. No, you didn't. You didn't, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. You were one of those people that were saying I couldn't do it, but it's okay, because I don't let stuff like that affect me. I just understand that people can only see as far as they can see. Like people's perspectives are not as far as others, and that's fine. So I don't let it affect me, because I realize that a lot of the times when people project that negativity onto you, it's because they can't accomplish it. And it's cool. It's cool. What you can't do has nothing to do with what I can do. So yeah, I have noticed that, after the EP, but I'm still warm, I'm still welcoming, because at the end of the day, just like you said, I understand. It's something I always say too. Sometimes people can't believe it before they see it.
Mm,
But for me, like, it was when I realized that nobody was getting my vision. Like, nobody got where I want. They got it, but they still wanted to do what they wanted to do. And I'm like, okay, because I can see it before I believe it, let me just do it.
no, that's real, and that's how you have to do it. And just when we go back to it and we look at, is it? Do you think it comes from a parent standpoint? Because my mother always pushed me to go after your dreams, and your grandmother was very supportive of you. Do you think
Mhm.
it's a lack of the parenting pushing their kids that you can follow and believe in your dreams? Do you think that's
I think
is a
so.
big factor?
I think so. And if it's one thing that you'll know, I can tell you firsthand about Caribbean culture,
Mhm.
especially Jamaican culture, is they don't really like dreams, arts. No, they're like, no, absolutely not. You either need to be a doctor, a lawyer, a nurse, something like that. So, I mean, times are changing, and people like me now, who have kids now, we're the generation that's like, okay, we're not going to do that to our kids. We're going to support them. We're going to let them understand that dreaming is okay. We're going to try and keep them grounded in reality too, but also let them know that it's okay to dream. It's okay to have big dreams, and it's okay to go after those. But I do agree with you. I do think that it's a lack of support in that area.
Yeah, and that's what people, especially when they have kids, they have to push their kids that you can follow in your
Have
dreams, and you don't have to do something regular. You can go out there and be
to.
extraordinary. Yeah, that's so important.
So important.
But these Bel Air performances, I heard that you won their first performance.
No,
I think Whitney Houston,
Max.
right? And Lauren Hill, right? I think you're performing songs by them.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, Max, you are okay. I need you on my squad. Like,
yeah.
okay, no, no, we gonna have to have a talk. Um, yeah, I won. It was the first time they were doing anything like that. So I always used to sing at school concerts. Like, that was my thing. But I sang Bob Marley and Lauryn Hill's "Turn Your Lights Down Low." And the thing is, I was really, really nervous, because there was another girl there that could sang her ass off, man. And she sang Christina Aguilera's Beautiful. Now, anybody that knows that song, or anybody that knows Christina Aguilera, knows that she can sang.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, I was fretting, I was worrying, I was like, no, I'm not gonna win. Like, I'm not gonna win. I'm not gonna win. And then when they said I won, and I had to find out, like, how did I win over her? Like, she was so good. And they explained to me that it was because of the diversity. So I sang, I channeled the song, and it's like it was a performance. So it wasn't just a singing piece; it was a performance. I was like, okay,
It is interesting. Were you kind of, was that the moment you started to get discovered? Was there people at the audience that saw this?
No, no, no,
Oh,
no. The When I started to get discovered was, I did this local talent show down in Jamaica called Rising Stars.
okay.
And that was when I never lasted really long on it. One, I was young, and that's one, and I chose the wrong song. I did. I can honestly say that now, like, because I made it to round three, I think,
Mhm.
and I definitely chose the wrong song for round three. Like, I don't know what I was thinking, but it's one of those things.
Yeah. Is it true that you actually became a judge for Rising
Yep,
Stars? I
that's
read
it.
somewhere. Yeah, I did read that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, is there any artists out there that you're looking to work with at some of the Rising Stars events that you've been at? Is there some that you see
For
blowing up?
sure,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure. I'd love to. So some of the winners, I'm actually really good friends with them. Christopher Martin and Romain Virgo. I love that. They're amazing singers too. And I'd also like to, a lot of art. There are a lot of artists out there that I think we could do great collaborations together. One of my dream collaborations is Sean Paul, of course.
Okay.
And
I thought
yeah,
you worked with him, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, yeah. The Alarm. Yeah.
Yeah, it was more like a production, but so me
Okay.
and
So you weren't like in the studio then with him.
Yep. So he produced one of my songs, and then in the video, he was in the video, and he was featured in the video, which was incredible. But Sean is my guy, so I really would love for us, especially now in this new season where, I know where I want my music to go. I know I know my sound now. So I know what my sound is. I'd really love to kind of do something with him. And there's so many more. Like there's so many talented people in Jamaica. Like Cranium is also one of my favorites. I think
Cranium,
he is
yeah.
Cranium is like so sick with melodies. Like I don't know where he finds them. Like it's crazy. And there's artists like TJ. Um, oh God, so many. And then when you talk about international, I love Lil Wayne. Like I'm sorry, I don't care what nobody says. Lil Wayne is on my bucket list of collaborations. I think I'm so talented, yo. But yeah.
I want to take it back to your first CDs that you bought with Pink and Britney Spears. Let's take it back there.
Yep.
What is it about those two artists? Because it's so interesting when you look at them. Pink has her own style too, and a lot of people don't bring her up. She deserves way more spotlight and credit than she gets in artist influences. What would you, if you were to do a song with Pink? What would you want to
It
do
would
with her?
probably be something like Most Girls, either
Mm,
Most Girls or There You Go, but more than likely Most Girls, because for me, so when I got those CDs, Britney was who I wanted to be because I was a tomboy growing up. So that's why I gravitated to Pink so much, because Pink in that era when Pink was black.
yeah, Family
you
Portrait.
know, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
When you know, you know. So Britney was who I wanted to be, and Pink was who I was. So if I ever had to do a track with Pink, it was definitely be a remix or a remake to Most Girls for sure.
Oh, that's fire. That really is. And then when reading just about your history, Lincoln with Aya 10, with him, and
Yeah.
yeah, that was big. And he was on your label. He was on the label
Yeah.
at the time. That's how you
Well,
gotta.
yeah. Yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep. So Octane has been like a big brother to me throughout the entire time, Like he taught me so much. He was the one that like really got me to understanding like performing and just kind of there's a thing we do as artists where we kind of just, it's like on a promo run. So you kind of just pop up and you perform so people can see you. And for me, I did a lot of those with him and they helped me gain more confidence and more surety on stage. Like, because just coming into the industry, I didn't really understand all of those things: stage presence, confidence, how to handle a stage. I didn't understand any of that. So having him as kind of like a guide was really, really helpful. And up to this day, he's still my big brother for that.
Wow. Yeah, that is interesting because you speak about it just being in the industry at such a young age, and people say they remember you when you had braces. So you were
I
coming into the
know.
game like really young. So what's some
Yeah.
like important advice you would give to the youngsters coming into the game now that the resources that they should search for as they're
Mhm.
coming into it? Because you said it, like stage presence, different things. What's something that these artists should prepare and get the resources for?
Honestly, I think what's not talked about enough, Max, is the fact that there are just certain situations that you're not going to be prepared for, and it takes experience and it takes just growing up a little bit. I feel like sometimes this notion when people talk about, oh, you're not viable to be an artist anymore when you're over 30, and it's like I find that weird because the Grammys just now, Victoria Monet is 34. She won Best New Artist.
Yeah.
SZA might be in her early 30s, but Babyface is 64,
Yeah.
and he was on the writer, right? He co-wrote Snooze. So it's like I feel like, and honestly, just seeing it, I see it happen so many times. And I remember when I was 22, 23, like, what? There were a lot of things that I would have done then that I wouldn't do now. And it's like, I feel like that's not talked about enough, just the level of maturity and involvement that would be great to have in the industry. Of course, work ethic is 100% necessary. So I tell people this all the time, talent is 10% of the game. I personally can find millions of people that can sing and dance circles around me. But what's your work ethic like? You
Mm.
know, like what can you like what's your day like? Like my day, I wake up in the morning, I get my kids ready for school, I take them to school, I go to the gym, I work out, then I'm in the studio, then I go pick up my kids from school, I take them to extra classes, then I'm back in the gym. You know what I mean? If I have a shoot, if I have a video shoot or whatever, I get my kids ready for school, I take them to school, I head on to my video shoot. So it's like, what is your work ethic like? How bad do you want what you want? And I'm not talking about how bad you're willing to risk it all or do anything for what you want, but like, what is your brain like when you're thinking about, you have to get this? It's not a game. Like when you see people, like when I hear people bash Kim Kardashian, it bothers me because I'm like, yo, you can't take away from her what she's done. Like, okay, yeah, you guys like to people like to talk about, oh, she's a girl with no talent, but can you do what she's done?
No,
And
trust me, I'm not a big fan, but I completely
but you
agree.
can give
Yeah,
it to her, right?
it's the hard
Exactly.
work. Yeah, yeah,
Exactly. So
yeah,
that's all I'm saying. Like for me, it's always give credit where credit's due. You don't have to like people. You don't have to like
exactly.
people to just give them the credit that they're due. Like, yo, if they work hard, yo, they work hard. That's not easy. That's not easy to do. To wake up at 4 in the morning, head on a shoot, then head on to another shoot. Then in that shoot, you got to change clothes, you got to change makeup, you got to. It's a lot, but people don't get that because a lot of people don't respect art. They don't
Mm.
respect the arts. They really, really like. People think we just wake up and just come on here and talk, and
Yeah,
then oh,
exactly. They think we make it look easy. Do you think people hate the hustle or the success that comes with the results?
I think, in my opinion, I think a lot of the times I realize that a lot of people are lazy, so they don't like the hustle.
It's the hustle.
But yeah, it's a hustle. But I
Yeah.
will say that you do have some people that also hate on people with the success because of the work that they're not willing to do.
Yeah.
So they see your glory and then they hate on that. But why are you willing to do what I did? Like for me, I have an original series. It's called What Would Denyque Do? It just dropped
Your
the other day.
podcast. Yeah.
So it's 8 episodes, and we shot those 8 episodes in 3 days. I was up at 5 every single morning, got my kids ready, took them to school, and then headed out to shooting. And I'm talking about we shot 3 episodes per day. In each episode, I had to change makeup, I had to change hair, I had to change clothes, I had to prepare myself energetically for the different people that I was interviewing, because that's the thing too. You'd like to have to position yourself because not all the people that I'm interviewing are the same. It's different personalities, it's different characters. So you know, you got people got to know, like, are you willing to do all of that to get to where I'm at? Because honestly, if you're not, then please keep your bad mind.
Exactly. They're like, oh, who does she know? She's related to someone. And that's not how it goes in this industry, especially you with coming into the game and not having
Exactly.
that much help. And,
Exactly.
thank God for that. There were mentors in there. IO
Yes.
10, we mentioned him. So you had the right people around you. But I did want to get into this, sharing the stage with Nicki Minaj. How was
Yeah.
that experience? Yeah, because it was at the Reggae Sumfest.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was my second year, I think, or third year on the big stage at Sumfest. It was amazing. It was amazing. Just to be on the same night that Nikki was performing, that was like, what? That's incredible. So that was a big deal for me.
Wow. Did you get to speak with her at all or cross
Yeah, I
paths?
did meet
Wow.
her.
What did she say to you? What did you say to each other?
She honestly, she gave me a big hug. She's like, I think you're beautiful. Keep going. I
Yeah.
feel like nobody says that, but hey.
Here's what I see when I think of you: R&B, dance hall, but most of all, pop. I think that's what you're striving for, to be a pop artist, and I think that's where the inspiration comes with Britney Spears, Pink, Celine Dion, Whitney
Mm-hmm.
Houston was pop.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what anyone says. Everyone likes to put the R&B label on
Straight
her.
pop.
Coming
She
from,
tried so hard to get out of pop because she thought she was selling out black people, but Whitney was pop.
she was pop at the end of the day. How difficult is it especially when you're from Jamaica, to break the mold of being a dance hall artist? Do you feel as though that you've kind of been boxed in at times in your career as a
Oh
dance
yeah, for
hall?
sure.
Yeah.
The thing is, when people hear that you're Jamaican, you're Jamaican
Automatic. Yeah.
music, you're automatically in that category. Even if you've never done a dancehall song, you've never done a reggae song, the minute they hear that you're Jamaican in music, yeah, you gotta be in there. So for me, it was like I don't even see boxes anymore. I don't see these prototypes, these labels anymore. I kind of just do what I do, and however you discover me is a win. I just don't want to be boxed in because at the end of the day, even though people would, because I'm Jamaican and because I'm a singer, and even though they've heard my music, of course I've done dancehall songs, but you've always been able to hear an infusion of R&B in my music, or pop.
Yeah. Especially when we look at even just Chino giving you your first international one. Yeah.
That was driving me insane.
Yeah.
That went crazy on his album. I think that was the number one selling single on his album at the time. So shout out to Chino.
Yeah. Are you still close with Chino?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Chino's
Yeah.
my guy.
Who are some? I would love to see you do some records with, like, I don't. I think Shaka Deem is he still? Are they still in Pliers? Are they still going?
Probably.
Yeah,
They're probably touring right now.
yeah, or even like Shabba Ranks, something like that.
I
That would
love
be,
Shabba. I
yeah.
love Shabba. That
You,
would be dope. Me
yeah,
and Shabba on a Steven the Genius
yeah.
track. Hey, that would be dope.
Or even you can't go wrong with Shaggy either. That would be
Can't.
huge. Yeah.
Cannot. Cannot. Shaggy's that guy.
Yeah. He did. International artists. You mentioned Lil Wayne. Who are some other
Mhm.
international artists that you love to collaborate with?
Um, I really like Rod Wave. I think he's
And you're
so.
working with his producer too. Is it for
I
Make a
am.
Wish? Yeah.
Yeah, that Boss Evan.
Yeah.
But I like Rod Wave a lot. I like Tyrese. I like his
Mm.
sound. I love Ludacris. Like anybody that knows me, know if you know, you know, I am a Ludacris
Southern
fan.
hospitality.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
Max. You know.
Yeah.
I said it. I said it. My theme song for this year is "Stand Up." Is
Stand up.
"Move It" and "Stand Up."
Yeah.
Those two songs for 2024. Um, and then when we talk about like new school, I like Lil Baby. I like his sound. You know, he has this vibe. Of course, female wise Sierra. I love me some
Yeah.
Sierra. I love Riri if she ever comes back into music. That is.
Yeah.
Rapper wise, I love Meg Thee Stallion. Love
Mm,
her. I think we'd make a dope track together. Carrie Hilson, I'd love to collab with her with writing. I think she is such an incredible songwriter.
absolutely.
Neo as well. And Mario, I love me some Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah, too many to name. Like you got me. If you got me really started, like I'll never stop.
Yeah, but that's good though, because it's just you continuing to reach goals here and there. But how are you planning on? Because I think it's time, especially with the new Ready EP, for
Mhm.
you to tour the states. So how are you looking right now as far as your plan of attack to get at these venues? I think you're ready.
I think I'm ready too, Max.
Yeah.
Thank you. Um, we're just trying to put everything together. I mean, it's still early in the year. I know the year is moving pretty fast because February kind of came in like
Crazy.
and be like, yo, yeah, February is like, yo, I'm out of here. I'm in and out. But we're still putting stuff together. So we wanna like for summer for sure. I definitely want to have a full US tour ready to go. And of course, with definitely the input of interviews like this with you. I know
Yeah.
that's definitely going to help too. But I'm excited. I'm excited about this year. We're looking at US, we're looking at Japan, and we're looking at the Caribbean as well. But just to really like create some roots and do what needs to be done when it
Yeah.
comes ready. Like, you know, stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Oh, I like that. In the UK, I heard you want to get out there too.
Mhm. Oh, absolutely. Yep, yep, yep. I'd love to head out there to the UK fans. They're loving. I have a track called My Don, and they definitely love that one. And I have another track like the one I told you about called Same Guy that they really like too. So definitely want to put some fuel behind that fire. And you know, like I said, as an independent artist, it's hard. You know, because me and my team we do most of the funding. So labels pay attention. But outside of that, yeah, it's just I've never been. That's one thing that has most people will ask me like, why aren't you further than you are? And honestly, one of the major things is I've never been funded. It's just always kind of just me just knowing this is what I need to do and kind of moving forward in that case. But so cross his fingers that that changes this year.
Yeah. 2009, I mean, you've been going strong here. What's your thoughts on social media and how it's kind of changed? It really has. It's changed music. What's your thought? Because when 2009 came, you had the emergence of social media starting because you
Yeah.
had artists like Lil Wayne still, but more importantly, like
Yeah.
Drake and J. Cole that
That they
had the
started out.
organic side of things, but then they
Mhm.
were kind of starting on the social media side of things. It was they still had the organic in person, still the
Mhm.
106 in parks, stuff like that. What's your
Mhm.
thoughts on just when you look at it through your lens from your career about how social media may have helped and just the overall thoughts of how it's changed music?
Yeah, I think social media has evolved so much. And the one thing that I think it's done is make everything kind of so fast paced and make people forgetful. So you're hot today, but if you're not, if nothing happens tomorrow, then they kind of forget about you. It's kind of created that gap. Uh, MySpace, when you think about MySpace, High Five, Facebook, where they started from, with the Drakes when Drake started out with his mixtapes. And one of my favorite Drake songs of all time is still Brand New. And a lot of people don't know that song because, they kind of jumped on the Drake wagon later
Yeah.
on. Um, but I think how it's evolved, that's one of the downsides for me. But the upside is that you now get a chance to showcase yourself in a different way. So it's not just about the artistry anymore. People want to get to know you. They want to know who you are. They want to feel like they can connect to you. And I think it can be a bad thing, but I think mostly it's a good thing because now it really opens that door for your fans to be able to connect with you better and be like, okay, I love his music or I love her music. And but now I love her too. So that's even better, you know?
Mm. Do you feel as though there's times where it can get too personal? I've heard you open up about the DMs on different interviews.
Ah!
It's disturbing. I know people are just ridiculous, but do you feel as though it's too personal? It's like, why do I got to reveal everything about myself at times?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's the double-edged sword that I feel. That's one of the cons for me of social media. I feel like the expectation of people is like once now they feel like, oh, I know you now, you need to tell me everything, like, you know, and it's always like, you know, they don't think you have a life outside of social media. So whatever you post, that they're gonna take it as face value. And that's not the case. But you know, you just have people that believe that it didn't happen if you don't post it. And it's just like, okay, you know, what are you gonna do? They're gonna believe what they believe anyway.
Yeah. What's the plans as far as the new music after with this Ready EP? Are you looking to extend this into a deluxe, an album? What's kind of
I'd
something that you're
love to.
planning with?
I'm actually looking. We're actually working on the album right now. We're slated to drop it next year, but right now the focus is Ready. I
Ready?
have
Yeah.
a few songs dropping this. I just had a song drop called. I'm on the remix of a song called "Think Like a Man." That's with a local artist, Devin the Doctor. Big up yourself, Devin. Produced by Romy Icon and Great X Productions, and I have a new single coming out called "Gone." That's produced by Sponge Music, and that's gonna be dope. It's a song, I call it a world song. Like it's one of those songs that is necessary because everybody will be able to feel that song, like no matter what race, what ethnicity, what background, no matter where you come from, what culture, how old you are, no matter what, I feel like everybody will gravitate to that song and connect with it. So that's gonna drop real soon too. And of course, just kind of ready takes priority, you know. But for me, it's like I love music, so I'm just gonna do music and do good music.
Mhm. Of course, and we've been hearing it your whole career, and now with the new EP, but this new show that you got, are you looking to extend this more into reality TV? You kind of want to get this even more on like a network? How are you looking to expand the
We're
show?
so the first season is a tester just to see because I've
Okay,
always wanted to do a show. Didn't quite know what I wanted to do the show about, so like I just sat down and kind of put some ideas together, and then I had Title League come in, and they were like, okay, let's do it. So I would love to extend it. We're currently talks about season two, and what that's gonna look like, what that's gonna be like. But so far so good. The people love it. The another episode, I drop an episode every 2 weeks. It's 8 episodes in season one, so I feel like, you know, people are gonna have their fill of it and we're gonna just see what the response is. So far, so good though. I'm grateful.
what's something that people are going to learn about you in this show that you're going to be releasing within these 8 episodes that people might not have known about you before?
I think what people don't realize is like I'm all these people in one. So, you know, some people will see like they'll see me in one place and I'm different, and then they'll see me in another place and I'm like, hold on, but that's not her. So that's what people like to say. Whenever you show a side of you that they've never seen before, they like to say that's not her. What these episodes are showing are the different elements, the different layers of who I am, and kind of tapping into that. So yeah. Like even I remember just seeing an interview I just did where somebody was like, "Oh, she's a little too masculine," and then somebody was like, honestly, it's not masculine. That's just who she is. Like she's down to earth. Like she keeps it real. But I'm also very soft, which a lot of people don't know. I'm a baby. I'm a big baby. No shame in my game. I'm a big baby. I'm a bit of a princess, but a good one, not a bratty princess.
No.
Um, but yeah, so they're gonna get to see all of those layers combined. I know you know that TikTok trend where they're like, so you're this and you're this and you're this. Yeah, I'm all of it.
Besides everything, the new music, that's what you're pushing right now is the Ready EP. You got your
Mhm.
show going now. What are some other things that you're looking to accomplish in 2024?
Oh gosh,
Oh, it sounds
too
like a long list.
I know too much, Max, but I will say this. One thing I'm big on is intentionality and really like resting and making time to be present. Because a lot of the times we're so focused on the things that we pray for, or we're so focused on tomorrow that we forget to enjoy today. So I would say the number one thing on my bucket list is to go to Iceland in Reykjavik to see the Aurora Borealis. Number one.
Wow.
Yes. No, my bucket list is long, so that's why I'm just going to give you number one.
Just give me number one.
Yeah. But outside of that, I just want to give my career 100%. I never did that. So, first go round, I never did that. I was really, really young. I was really naive. I didn't know the business. But, kind of now it's like I've kind of taken my power back now, and I'm like, yo, this is where I want to be. This is who I want to be, and it's go time. So really, just giving this 100%, and seeing where it takes me, and just really pouring into it. And thankfully, I'm grateful to be able to do that.
Yeah. And you're ready.
I'm ready,
Yeah.
born ready.
uh is there anything else you would love to let your fans know here tonight? Anything else that we didn't touch on that you want to bring up, that you want to mention? Anything else?
Um, oh no, I think we covered everything. Other than make sure you guys tune into DJ Mad Max for every
Oh,
episode,
I
especially mine.
yeah.
Okay. And if anybody ever wants to reach me, Instagram at the Denyque, TheDenyque, for any music music. My brand is not just music, so it's music, it's media personality. I'm also an actress, so yeah.
Yeah,
So, but
let's
it's
close out with that. What's the next steps here for the acting as well as the visual? Because I know you're releasing a visual for each video.
yeah. Yes, yes, yes. I'm excited. We're planning now. We're actually planning Long Way Down's video. Long Way Down is the third track on the EP. I think it's my favorite song to sing on the EP. So we're putting together the visuals for that. We're gonna shoot that pretty soon, I believe. But the main focus is the visuals for Gone. And that's produced by Sponge. So I'm excited about that one. That song's pretty special. So I'm really, really excited about that. That's going to be great. So we're going to drop that next month, in March. So yeah, I love to segue into TV and film. I love that, especially voiceovers. So I'm really, really, I really hope, and well, not hope, because it's gonna happen. So when it happens, when I kind of parlay into the film and TV, I pray that it's just great, and it's everything that I've ever dreamed of.
Mm.
So yeah.
Are you looking to take your talents to LA? Is that what your goals are? You want to go to
Yeah.
California and pursue it? Yeah.
Everybody keeps telling me that I need to be in
Yeah,
LA.
exactly. I tell everyone that wants to be an actor, gotta go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I cut out.
100%.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I probably want to spend some time there, but like, do I have
Before,
to
okay.
move there? Do I have to move? Don't get me wrong. I love LA. Like, I've been to LA so many times. I love LA. I love the vibe of the city. I just, it's my place. But like, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. If it takes me there, then I'm gonna go there
Yeah. The,
for 100% sure.
the for sure go after it. I did. There was something I did want to ask you, and I think a lot of people don't really touch on it. Is
Tell
how
me.
they're inspired about, because you talk about recording songs in Jamaica, just different places where you are. How much does that influence really affect the person's sound? Because if you're staying on the West Coast, say if I'm a New York hip hop artist, all of a
Mhm.
sudden people are gonna be like, why does he sound so West Coast? Because now I'm sounding like Dre and Snoop and
Oh,
have you ever thought about like how much being in a different place affects a person's sound and it could change it completely?
you know what? I never thought about that because it hasn't happened to me yet, knock on wood. But no matter what, I still kind of maintain the only thing that I do is like when you hear it. You hear it when I'm talking, like whenever I'm talking to it happen. I don't know what it is, but every time, like if I'm talking to an American, like I have to like really go in and out of my Jamaican accent. If I'm talking to somebody from the UK, I go into an English accent. It's annoying. Like, it's like, what are you doing? You're not even English. You're not even from there. Stop doing that. But to be honest with you, I'm gonna pay attention to that now because you could be onto something there. I'm definitely gonna pay attention to that. Because yes, other cultures are very influential. Like, I know that right now because right now I feel like everybody wants to be Jamaican.
Yeah. I mean, you look at Drake, he's always trying to switch up his sound and his accents and
Listen,
stuff. It's crazy.
listen, it's crazy, and he does a really good job at it too.
Yeah. Is he on your list too? Is he on that boat you want to
Oh,
work? Yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah.
for sure, for sure. He's there because Drake is, but I want brand new Drake. I don't want nowadays Drake. I want mixtape Drake back in
Yeah,
the day.
exactly. So far gone, Drake. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I want best I ever had Drake.
Yeah. Not
You
the sticking in with the younger crowd,
know?
because that's what he's doing. I get it, but it's just
Yeah.
he's so big, he shouldn't have to do that.
Oh, how did I forget to tell you? Like my dreamiest collab of all time is Usher.
Oh,
Of
and
all
how
time.
did you feel about that Super Bowl performance?
Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. Usher can do no wrong for me though. Like
Yeah.
I'm one of those people. Like I feel like Usher, from the era that he came from, he has successfully been able to reinvent himself with each era. And yo, you can't take that away from him. The man he's a genius. Like
Yeah,
he's
he is. 90s, early 2000s.
up
Now, yeah, he just
mid
keeps going.
2000s. Even now, like like that song he did with Summer Walker and 21 Savage.
Oh,
So
good,
good.
good.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's he's very talented, one of the all-time greats, and it's been solidified before he got that Super Bowl performance, and definitely one of the
Yeah.
best I've seen for sure. And
Yeah.
crazy with
He
the roller.
deserved that Super Bowl performance.
He did, and
He
it's
did a fantastic job.
yeah, he did. And let's manifest a Super Bowl performance for you down the line.
2027? Is that
Yeah,
too far? Is that too
no,
far? Okay. 2027.
let's do it. Denyque, anything else you would love to let your fans know? Anything else that we didn't mention here? I think we covered everything, but any kind of last mentions?
Just thank you for all the love. Go stream Ready and just stay tuned for more new music. The mixtape is dropping soon, so look out for that too.
We're looking out for it. Denyque, thank you for coming on the show. Anytime, you're
You,
always welcome. Got to get you back when you got some
you.
more work.
Absolutely, 100%.
Let's do it again. All right, take care. Enjoy the rest of your night. Congratulations on everything. It's only up from here. You're ready.
Thank you, Max. Big love.
Of
Mwah.
course, big love. Peace out.
Bye.